Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 11 of Suffering with Humans. I've released a new update to my region rework mod, and I want to get started playing with that immediately, because we have very few regions to produce our stuff right now. We've got a little bit of leftover gov points that we can spend, so I'd like to do that. I'm thinking I can downgrade this and get a growth level. And then, what is this region actually? Let's not do that. Let's go over to this region and then just put a level 2 growth on here. So these food cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, they consume more and more food the higher level they are, but their region capacity always translates to the growth building straight up, right? I replace the level 2 with a level 2. That should be the same capacity. Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, because I had this. Okay. So we don't need this anymore, so we can actually get some resources out of here. And what I'd like to get is pottery and more clay. Getting pottery will free up these laborers, and getting more clay will allow us to build more laboratories. Like we had a bit of a riot here. Is there a riot going on, or... oh, I guess I saved right at the end of a riot. So let's repair our city first. Oh, did they get the Intellidon pasture? Yes, they did. Well, at least not the other one, so that's good. We'll get pottery in probably about a year or something, right? Once the next tax, 10 days. We'll have this fruit still, it's 116 fruit, and a little bit to spare from here. With that cut stone, really nice. Let's see, we can raise taxes a lot more now that our training is complete. Can we just get rid of one, actually? Let's see. Can recruit an army, place it down right next to it. And then move the 10 Garthini over to the different army. Let's just move that over into this region and see what that does. Oh, that is certainly... oh, that's a safe route. Good, you're good. We can have the minimum tax rate, and that'll be fine with just Tenemevia. And we've got these guys over here. Can we afford to get rid of law? Yes, we can. Okay. Oh, and we have just precisely enough fruit for that. Okay, let's see what that does. Do we get an extra bit of workforce from that? I don't think we do. Yes, we do, actually. So let's get rid of this road. Let's see what else we're craving. What are we craving, actually? Let's pause the game, see what we get. We got fish. Let's see if we put the woodcutter over here. Or wait, if we remove the orchard here and put the orchard. Oh wait, yeah, right. I had an orchard already. Okay. Oh wait. Yes, if I remove the road, I can get an extra level of orchards. Let me think for a second. So I do want an extra orchard, but I prefer it to be a place with a whole lot of tilapia. And this is my most tilapia dense place. So let's encourage the growth of tilapia over here. There we go. That'll move some people away from the other races and turn them into tilapia. And then over here we can discourage the tilapia, and that'll kind of swap them around. And then we can keep the orchards here. Let's see what else. Can I upgrade this woodcutter over here? Yes, I can. So let's remove this and upgrade the woodcutter in place of the stone mine. And what else? I can put the stone mining back over here. Let's see, who's good at stone mining? Labor, priority, Dorians, work, stone mines. Garthemi are the best at it. Let's get our Garthemi away from, let's see, what region are they most populous in? Probably just this one. Let's discourage growth over here. That'll incur a negative loyalty multiplier because we're not encouraging them elsewhere. Then we can encourage them over here. And that should give us a little bit more stone. Let's see, what else can we do? We've got intelligence over here. If we remove this fish farm and put the intelligence over here, we got a bit of extra meat. Remove these intelligence and put the fish back. Got humans here mostly. They could work grain. What does this town do again? Pottery and... actually, I don't have enough. Why is my loyalty so high over here? Is it just the army? Representation capital. Just the army presence. I guess the population is really low, so 10 is really good, huh? Can I get 10 more conscripts of anything? Could get 10 humans. Get 10 humans. Raise our training to the max. Let's see, what else? Alright, I wanted to get rid of the intelligence over here. We're pretty good on grain farming, what with the... noble on the grain, so we're producing a lot of grain with a lot fewer people. We still have a good surplus. Let's see, what do I want to work on? I could get started on drinks with all that grain. Getting drinks would be a nice source of fulfillment. And I'm getting pottery, getting a lot of grain. I think the only thing I really need is coal, right? Yes, getting a bit of coal would definitely help with that. Let's see. If I just get coal, and I can get one more thing. What would I get that humans like to make? What are humans even good at? See, over here, employment. They're decent at farming and science and going to school. I think I'm gonna make herbs. Right? Do I need to make herbs? I don't think I need herbs. What is this? This can just go. I did have like, where was it? Over here. There's like a good amount of herbs over here. So I don't think we need herbs. What is something we could need? I guess we could need cotton. Stop our imports. This is really the only place we're burning money on. I'd like to actually keep it that way. Actually, I'm just gonna put the fish back. Fish is okay. Yeah, and that'll be our setup for now. And then over here we could go and get mushrooms, I guess. Did I break something about population? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna get coal. We're gonna make booze. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think for now I have some extra slots over here. I will use 2 of these for Piva. And then copy that over this middle storeroom. And who's going to be making the brew? see who's good at work priorities, refining, breweries. Bretonians are good at it. Bretonians live on this side of the city, but I could put them right over here, probably. Let's place an enclave of Bretonians over there. And we'll put some kind of service over there on the south end to keep them from mixing with the Emevia too much. There we go. And then right next to it we'll have the brewery. 9.9. Just gotta figure out what the service over here is gonna be. It might be a well and hearth combo. My wells are looking a little peaky. And then over here we can just copy over the warehouse. Refurnish that. We can do this in a bit. And then we can copy over the bakery, change its type to a brewery, rotate it over, and then we can slap it down. Another thing that coal allows us to do is to swap out the fuel on our bakers for coal, which makes for a more efficient recipe. So let's switch out one of these grain crates for a coal crate. Did I have 3 bakers? Yes, I did. And then as grain comes in, or as coal comes in, we'll be able to switch over that recipe. And then we'll put a road in. So, and then this will be for distributing coal through the city. These houses are done. Let's assign those to Bretonians. Then this can be coal. I guess we'll buy coal for 20 for now. How fast does coal spoil? 125 per year. Okay, the same. So this is fine. And this can all be coal. And minimum radius auto. And that's it. Then over here we can export coal for sure 150. Only grab from this warehouse. And if we're selling it for 150, we'll probably buy it for about 60, which is way higher than the current price, but let's see. I guess we could be selling it at a profit right now. Let's just wait on that. I think these are good roads, even though they've very much degraded. Over here we want a priority warehouse. We want to be storing the stuff that we need for our PIVA. So that'll be a crate of coal, a crate of pottery, and then the rest of the crates in grain. There we go. Oh, and we need another set of these for pottery. I placed all of these wrong. Amazing. So let's copy these over to be one lower. Not one to the left. Fix up this road so it doesn't confuse me again. Loyalty is taking a bit of a hit, but it looks like everyone's fine. Maybe the Tilapia need a day off. And I think the humans. There we go, grab from there. And then get rid of all this. Place that over there. Do not remove these walls. Copy these over here. Put this piece of road in. And I can switch this over to pottery. Oh. Let's keep that at a max price of 1 for now. Change this to pottery. And change this to pottery. Oh, we can get a lot for that. What's the price of clay, actually? 200. So I'm not gonna be selling pottery for less than 200. Make that 250, and then we can buy pottery for 90. It spoils 5 times faster. Let's not keep a stockpile of that. Okay, looks like this is fine. Have these humans arrived? Yes, they have. Gonna raise the tax a little bit. We're exporting grain. That's magnificent for 2K a piece. Let's up the furniture price to 600. What else are we importing? Leather armor and hammers without a limit. And cotton. Do we have enough cotton? Enough cotton. These have both been maxed out, right? Yes, they have. Excellent. Need pottery to build that thing. All of this is set up. How many days until taxes? 3 days. Beautiful. This is trade. Someone's selling me a lot of coal. Wow, that is... Oh, that's someone else. That's going to this guy. Wow, look at that trade. Jeez. Everything. 1,500 rations. Just casually moving through my territory. I think that's our caravan. No. This our... Nope. The time yet? 1 day. Didn't think this region would be so great. There we go. 360 pottery. That's amazing. Alright, we have a bunch of coal now, so we can switch out all these recipes into using coal. There we go. And then we can remove the wood, increase the grain, and then copy that over to the other 2 bakeries. There we go. Now we're using a much more efficient recipe, so we can probably sell, we can probably fire a few brewers. This one is on the correct recipe. We're brewing 60 piva a day, it looks like. That's enough for 300 people to have a drink once every 5 days. Is there a negative multiplier on this? No, there's not. Okay, we need to do something about this piva production. Is there anything we can do, though? We can get skull. How good was the tavern again? The tavern is... but if I'm making piva, I may as well get the tavern. Go along with it. Where am I gonna build it, though? Thinking probably right here, right next to it. I want to build a small storeroom on the tip of it, like this one. Let's put that. I don't want it like that, but we'll build it like this, just because this is closer to that output. And we have forbidden access, right? Yes, we do. Right, so they'll not just grab it from this output and start drinking it down. That was initially my plan, but I'm going to reduce these 2 crates of piva for storage. And instead of relying on these little storerooms over here. Okay, this is not clay, this is PIVA. 3 crates of it. The other 3 crates are going to end up being Shudette, but I don't think that'll be for a while. Refining. Oh wait, I already got refining. I need to pick up the Skull Tech. There we go. Then we can do distribution, tavern, and build ourselves a little tavern. We want a door right over there. And then we're going to put down tables. Let's see, can we fit? How many can we fit? Put a door over there and over here. And then we can't put anything else here. It's great. What if we do my super trusty tried and true? Building these microservices. Distribution tavern. So we'll make them 5 tall. We'll be able to fit 10 tables in that. And we need that amount of carpet, which I really hate. Let's do this and this, and that and that. That'll be good. Doors on either end, and then we'll build 3 of those. And don't think we can fit another one in here. So this warehouse is probably a little bit of wasted space. But we can likely fit that into a housing block. Let's see how that works. Oh, I've already removed it. That was silly. What if I just get rid of these 2 houses? And then I'll turn that into a warehouse. That's a really big warehouse. What if I only do this piece of warehouse? Put 6 crates down. I can have 1 door on that, right? I can have 2 doors. Wow, okay. I didn't know that. So this can be a door as well. There we go. Oh, that looks silly. And then over here, 3 PIVA, and I guess we'll mark down the shit as well. There we go. And then I think I want another one right over here somewhere. I want another block of Dentorians living over here. There we go. So, and I don't want to build over this cotton, actually, I will build over this cotton. I shouldn't care about that. Maybe not put the roads in just yet. But if we build a Dendorian living space here, and then attach this little booze warehouse. There we go. It doesn't replace these, right? No, these are still grand walls. That's great. There's all this grand walls. What's going on? Why isn't this... There we go. So we'll have more Dendorian living space over here. We'll have the booze here, and then we'll have another set of taverns over there. There we go. And we can probably have a tavern just over here as well. Remove this piece of wall and put in some stone walls. And then we probably don't need this one or that one. Let's see, where else can we fit? Because this should be... This is a 2-size service. And then we need some extra for the storage space. If we just put that over here, 1 PIVA, 1 Shudette, then we should be able to just put those anywhere. Let's put one over here. As well. well. Go. Let's make that out of wood, just because it's a Kryptonian block. Wood. I don't care about the foundation. Knock that all out. What am I short on? I'm short on fabric. I wanna get a bigger fabrics maker. Looks like we're fine on buying fiber. Stone and wood are still at amazing prices. Move, select. Alright, coal prices have stabilized. Pottery is quite expensive. Stone is stabilized. Wood is this really expensive for this one guy. Amazing. So we had 12 weavers before, we're going up to 24, that's probably too much. Let's go up to maybe, let's see, can we get a track of maintenance over here? Let's put in 4 extra workers, see what that does. And then we're short on labor. Let's see where that is. These Garthini look happy. Let's get those 20 up to 20 anyway. My tilapia are having issues. My Nendorians are likely fine. Like everyone's like barely on the edge, but let's get like 5 extra humans, 5 extra Kryptonians, 5 extra Nendorians, 5 extra Amphibia. So a little trickle workforce. And this is 60. Yes, okay. See what that does. I'm still not building maintenance, so let's disable these 3. Disable that one. Let's get 1 up as fast as possible. And that'll be the Kryptonian one. Should be getting a lot of cloth. Oh, right, it's also being stocked up in the markets everywhere. These buildings probably want to store it as well. Yeah. There we go. Alright, let's see how those 4 do. They have a small trek of about 60 steps to get to the P-Valley. These are priority 20 tasks. This should be going in there. It's placed. That's excellent. Oh, they're just trying to stuff in the drinks first. And now they're working on services. Overall access of your minions. This is going up to 42% already. Wowie. Didn't think 1 would be so great. Get another one. And another one. And another one. Actually, let's not get this one. Let's get this one instead. I remove these. That should do a lot, right? For access, drink servings? Hell yeah. Look at that. I better put that in the thumbnail. So we can easily get another 5 Garthini. Another 5 Kryptonians. Another 5 humans easily. Dendorians I'm not too sure about. And then maybe a shirt. Looks like I do have enough workforce to build another brewery. We easily have the pottery for that, and yeah, coal is not going to be much of an issue for a long time, and we easily have enough grain for that as well. Question is, where do I really want to build this? See, these are Kryptonian houses, so let's build it close by. I'm thinking just right next to it we'll build a second brewer, and then we'll surround that with roads as well. And instead of actually building a second brewer, let's just make this brewer be a lot bigger. So let's go ahead and do that. Remove all the stuffs from this. First, I want to place down these kettles. Placing up against the walls I feel is most efficient. And I like symmetry. So I will go out of my way and make a building worse just to make it look a little better. And I want to keep this walk path clear as much as possible. And how I'll do that, I'll put some foundation over there and then put a door in it. I also want doors over there, there. And then another kettle. Not over here. Let's put an auxiliary kettle over here. Probably good to have a... So can we get the that one? That any size smaller? Not, but we can do that. I think that looks great. And we can put in 2 more doors. And now we're over isolation. So this is actually not a good strategy over here. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. I guess we'll want support right next to it. Like I said, I want to keep the walkways clear. So this guy should have unrestricted access, like going out towards those doors, and towards the rest of the. Wait, can I? What if I do that? No, that doesn't work. What if I do that? Put a kettle here, and then put an auxiliary kettle over here, and then a little large kettle over there. Can I do the same thing over here? If I get rid of these and that, and this, I can put some auxiliary kettles in the back over there. That looks great. Can we fit something a little bigger over here? Yes, we can. And not over here. And okay, that doesn't work. I was hoping to put like a wall piece like right in there, but that would block off access for this auxiliary. So that actually doesn't work at all. What I can do is put one over there and remove this piece of wall. Put a kettle in over here, but I can't put it over there anymore. Can I remove that? Yes, I can. I do that. And then I can put a larger kettle and a smaller kettle. And over here, I kind of need to do something a little bit similar. Cannot put a kettle in anywhere but there. So I'm actually going to do that. And then that piece of wall is fine. But I'm actually going to do these two because now I can use the space. Alright. How are we doing for auxiliaries? Still a little short. Let's see. Can we get by one more piece? Yes. Can we get a kettle over here? And then auxiliary like that. And 2 more over here. Yes, we can. If one of those would be bigger, I would have made it. Actually just need 1/4 size. That is not... I'm not loving that. Let's see. Assuming that these are all... This is double that, and it's 20% more. Is the first one just... No, that looks like it's... Yeah, that looks like it's in order. Let's put a bigger kettle over there. And then can we... do that, and that, and that. We just need 3 more %. Oh wait, I still have this entire piece of wall over here. That should be plenty. So how much do I actually need? I need 1, 2, 7, so 4 and 3. And then we can have storage right over there. I think that looks good. There we go. And now we have a double-sized refinery. And then we'll also include like this bit of road in the design, so it's more than double the size actually. Could be importing furniture, right? Storage inbound 64. Okay, and then we can go up to 50 brewers. Have more than double. And that should be enough to have 600 people take a drink every 5 days. The drink service is going up. Everyone is very happy. And we're good on grain. Still decent on cloth. We're good on pottery, but I think it's a pipe dream to want to remove this one. Let's see how our tavern satisfaction is looking. Our tavern satisfaction is 97% access. That's really great. And 3 of these are like out max. We need to get an extra piece of service in the middle of the town here. I think just this would be a good location. Stop. Control Shift click X go copy paste move that. I'll just remove that. This tavern is fine as well. This is actually the only one that's doing well. I think this one will help a lot. And how much cloth is this costing me? Each one will cost me about 1 cloth a day. I can have a few more. And we are absolutely ruined for furniture. We got that extra Dondorian space. Let's actually get Dondorians living in there. There we go. What kind of housing shortage do we have? Anyone want to tell me? Nobody want to tell me? Okay, then we don't have a housing shortage. It looks like we still have room for humans. Our Kryptonians over here are full up. There's room for Kryptonians over here. There's a little bit of room for Amevia still. Where did I put all my Garthemi? Alright, I put them over there, right? Where else are Garthemi allowed to live? Just over here? There's 25 of them. Oh, over here as well. It's only 24 living spaces though, so we need another place to put the Garthini. Oh yeah, this is everyone. Nope, actually no. This is a human living space. Although this is a stone structure. Let's put humans at Garthini in here. I think that's fine for now. Actually, let's make them human only, and only 2 of them Garthini. And do humans prefer stone houses over wooden houses? Yes, they do. Okay, that makes sense then. Let's continue to swap these out. How expensive is that? Not very. How much stone do I have? Way a lot. Okay. Let's try and upgrade all of my human habitation. Stone. Let's see. This is human as well. Oh, the Plutonians have much nicer houses than the humans do. I guess they're also getting stone. And this is human as well, right? This is Kryptonian? Yes. This maybe they like mud. And this Dendorian's like gritstone. Do we have any smooth stone left? Not really. Okay. That'll be fine. Let's place down some extra torches, I think. How's our environment looking? Torches are decent. We could use a few more. Let's just get 1 extra or 2 extra rows in. I'll just use the copy tool, select only the torches, and then zoom out to get a sense of where I'm at, and then just place those down there and there. Go. That should increase our law as well. Oh, I think that does almost nothing. And have a little peek at our janitors, because they are all flat out working. But it doesn't look like... I mean, there is quite a bit of a deficit of maintenance. So I would actually like to have another block of housing over here. Probably made out of wood. And then we'll put a janitor on top of that. All these dirt roads are really eating into my maintenance, because they're, you know, it's not a resource cost, but they still have to work the job. Can we get an idea about where my homelessness is now? These guys. Unavailable pottery. Is it the Garthini? Probably the humans, like down here in the center. There. Okay, I guess we'll just have 1 housing block with a lot of racial tension. Can I do anything about that? Why are Dendorians not just working carpentry? Are Dendorians any good at... No, they're not. Okay. But I'd rather have them work that than services. Oh, I guess they really like Tyrants. Oh, I think I will allow that. That's fine. Well, not as... Oh. Poor health. Oh, no. And I have no hospitals, nothing. Womp womp. How am I gonna fix this? Because even after this is over, I will still have a negative health multiplier because I just have too much population. Is there anything here we can tweak? We can increase the food servings. We can't really get physicians. We can't really get climate. Or we just can't. Can't really get bathhouses. And other than that, it's nothing. I think the only thing we can do is upgrade our lavatories, which... that's expensive. 20 innovation points. Oof. I guess that's more important than the fight pit. I think I'll burn that tech, let this deteriorate, and then switch over to the lavatories. Could also just be a straight up better source of fulfillment. But yeah, let's wait, let me actually confirm that before just jumping out of it. The lavatory, that'll go up to like 2.5 or something. The fight pit is about 1/2. But yeah, this is probably a lot better. Let's get rid of the blood sports technology. The time passed a little, and there we go. We can get posh relief. And then we can start upgrading our lavatories once we have the furniture. And there is, looks like, more coverage on this. I think I need another lavatory, maybe over here. What happens if I build like a 5-size lavatory? Is that any good? Can I do this and this and then put one base on either end? No, I cannot. Okay, that's bad. Let's put a double basin like that. Actually, basins. Let's get this one. No. This will be the same amount of room as that one. And we get a latrine in the middle. We'll get 11 services for that. How big is this one? This one is 12 services. So it's a little bigger. But it's also, you know, this is a 9x8 area. And this is a 7x9 area. So it's one shorter for one less. So if you go by this, it's 20% more space or 9% more services. I'm telling you, this 5x7 internals are broken. There we go. We can an extra lavatory up, and we really need some furniture. Let us up the import on that, just all the way up to the max. Please buy stuff. This lavatory is seeing some use, this one not so much. I was expecting to feel more of the, I guess my workforce being destroyed is kind of it. Why can't I don't have the pottery? 20. That's just because the brewery is now shut off. The brewery uses about 12 a day. Let's put on 2 pieces of pottery in there. I think we kind of want more pottery. Oh, we're selling it all, right. Let's set this up to 90%. And how many more days until I get my pottery? 1 day, excellent. A little pottery, we only have this little trickle. This is degrading nicely. I'm gonna shut down this service. Free up those laborers, and then let's make sure our lavatories with the most use get the upgrade first. Oh, that was surprisingly easy. That should increase our lavatory bonus, right? Right? Yes? It went up? Please? Yes, again. Good. Please, a little more, a little more. Okay, I think that's good. 94, you know, that's not bad. Let's see what else can I do. There was a low multiplier for the wells, so there are a few places where I just don't have enough wells. Let's replace these wells with a little bit bigger wells. And this one as well. There we go. Supply is low. What? Ow. I guess if they miss like a 2 clothing shipment, they'll give that, yeah. Really silly that I have to use livestock on that. But yeah, this guy is missing a shipment of 3 pieces of clothing. So these guys are on the brink of desertion. Make it make sense, Jake. Okay. Am I just gonna continuously get this message? Why is nobody working on those supplies? Need delivery 2. There we go. Done. Then we need 2 again. Like every day, 6 ox carts leaves, and each of them have 3 pieces of clothing. Let's see. Probably get another tavern over here. And then we want one more kind of in the city center. Where though? Or maybe this one's just good enough. Might be pull people, more people up north. Oh, we can get another one over here. Although this one is doing great. Catching up the service on that. Where do people? Oh, I'm actually great on services. Alright, so now we should have the increased lavatory fulfillment. Yes, we do. We have the tavern fulfillment halfway up to 98% access. That's great. We have enough drinks to satisfy 600 people. So let's try and get there. We can probably get 10 extra humans. And then we're looking... Ooh, if we're gonna get 10 extra Catonians, I'd love that. Let's actually try to get 5 first and see how they do. But 5 Andorians isn't bad either, so I'll take that. And then we can go up to 600, right? Right? There we go. Oh no, insanity. We can get 10 more units. Let's see, we can get... I'm kind of eyeballing. If I'm like steady over 200%, then I'll just get a few extra people. Like these Andorians are kind of iffy. These are still good, the Bretonians, so I'll get 5 extra of those. The humans are now just a little too low for my liking. And that's usually pretty good, yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at our law, because we have some pretty bad coverage out on the map right now. We do have some living space over here, so I already have a guard post here. Never mind. Let's put one right over here. And that should shore stuff up. Wait, can I actually just put it right in front of the fight bit? I think that'll be cool. Yeah, they can't maintain it because the tech's relocked. Now we got 6 knowledge points. Is there anything we can really do with that? No. Alright, I need to really think. This can probably go up to 100 Plutonians. There we go. Let's replace. We have a lot of labor right now. And we have a lot of clay. Let's build an extra science thing. Let's get 2 more housing blocks for humans. Over here. Roads and all. I do believe I want some maintenance. Hey look, it's our old grain farming area. Let's think. I kind of want another... Wait, did these bakers ever fire each other? No, of course not. Wait, I can upgrade these? Make them better? No, I don't want that. I'm thinking of making another food stall area, like right over here. I just put a... Let's put that right over here. And then we can think about a speaker as well. 2 sides. There we go. We want a speaker. We probably want another shrine up here. No, we're pretty good on shrine. Okay. We got the well. We got the... Probably not a well that size. The hearth. They got their booze over here. Let's get another guard post right over there. What else do we need? Lavatory. Probably good. Theater is fine, right? Yeah, theater is fine. Already had the shrine. Is that just kind of our services at this point? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, we're gonna start generating 20 points of innovation. Let's see. I've got a 40% multiplier, so that means I need a total of 80. So 2 of these aren't gonna cut it, right? Let's see, I'm getting 66 production. Actually, that's 24. Yeah. So 2 of these will be fine. So let's just build those out. Right over there. That'll be grand. Wall, that's fine. Let's get this road in. Then I want a few extra torches around here. So I think that's fine. Let's get this built up. Because I want my fight pit back. And this is probably the amount of people I'm gonna have until I get that back up. You know what? I'm kind of surprised how stable the game is. I mean, these guys are building 10k armies. This guy has collapsed again. This guy has about 1,000 troops. What about this guy? He killed that other guy. Okay, that's the guy with 10,000. Okay. But I've got 2 relatively gentle neighbors. I can still probably crush this guy. He has an army of 60. That'll get me 2 more regions. There's also just these 3 regions over here. Don't have the gov points to spend on them. But I do... Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, I need to fix up my fruit. Let's see. There we go. Why isn't this... Why isn't this well made? There we go. Then we need a regional sliding code before that gets bad. Statistics. Regional supplies. And then we can put another one in the back here. Kind of like that. Okay. Oh. Wait, I wonder if anyone likes doing that job, actually. Did I even code that? Yes, it's exactly the same as Hardiest PrPleGoo. Excellent. 80% fulfillment. There we go. This is now fruits. And this is now fruits. And we will never ever buy fruits. And you will be fruits, and you will only grab from this warehouse and also from the... Fine, that's fine. Only one guy. You have 132 fruit missing. That's not great. Oh. Oh no, I was just sizing the two of you up. Why are you attacking me now? Oh, and I've burned through all my money. Oh, I can't afford mercenaries. How expensive are mercenaries anyway? I can get a squad of bowmen. He is going over to Stromend. Where is that? He's just using his war as a pretense to go and grab free land. Okay, bro, I respect it. He's not coming to invade though. What if I just sue for peace? Are either of you fine with that? Trade. Colleagues? Peace? No. He's not fine with that. Not fine with that at all. So I guess I'm moving into grab his cities. Thinking I'm gonna do that. Oh, one more thing. I wanna discourage the growth on Umevia here. Encourage them over here. Let's see, what am I doing over here? Pottery, right? Nobody really cares about pottery. Hell yeah, more Umevia, more fish. How are they guys even liking the fish? Are the Umevia happy for that, actually? Excess. Yeah, they get a decent food preference from that. Okay, so I've got this army on my board that it's only 60 dudes. I could probably just crush that with one of my my 100 guys at 83% melee training. I think I can destroy that. I've got a bunch of Warhammers in stock. That's good. They can probably go up to... Yeah, they already are at 2 hammers. I still don't have any leather. There's like no leather armor on the market. Okay, so I got a world war. I need to ship in the fruit because this has destabilized. But yeah, this guy's looking passive, but I need to finish him off before this guy finishes this territory. And I think if I just crush this guy's army, and then I can sue for peace. I think that's the play. He's unlikely to invade, I believe. He's just moving over to the border. Alright, so we got more content for next time. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And have fun. See you next time. Oh, I need to save and remember to make a new one immediately. There we go.